At the beginning of the film, we observe an ambulance driving through the night city. The dispatcher reports that a 16-year-old patient is about to be taken to the hospital. Meanwhile, observing the fireworks from the window is Chris, who looks rather gloomy and apathetic. His mother, Maddie, tries to support her son, but he silently walks away. The next day, there is a funeral for a 16-year-old boy who was carried in an ambulance. Vanessa comes to the ceremony looking rather sad. During the ceremony, the girl is noticed by the boy's mother and asked to take Vanessa out of the hall. Soon, the girl is sent to the guardian's office. The man says that their agency has found a new family for Vanessa to be invisible after the last incident. He also says that the girl will soon be 18 years old and can only do what she wants. As he leaves, Vanessa drops a newspaper off the table. The clipping reveals that she discovered the body of her dead mother when she was 6 years old. The action is transferred to Maddie, who is walking her son to school. Later, a woman goes out for a run with a friend and says she is divorcing Steve, who drinks a lot and likes younger girls. Maddie has not yet told her son, who hopes that everything will be all right. Chris is depressed, but he doesn't want the school to know about it. A friend suggests that Maddie start thinking more about herself and her life. After the run, the woman talks to the school principal, as well as Chris's coach. Maddie asks the man not to kick him off the team for missing class. Meanwhile, Vanessa moves in a new room. From her suitcase, the girl pulls out a strange album, which contains photos of her mom, as well as several guys. There are strange flowers glued next to the pictures. Vanessa enters the same school where Chris is studying. The school principal is surprised that the girl's psychiatrist states in her recommendations that she is not allowed to date the opposite sex. After class, Vanessa stands defiantly by the stairs. Soon the girl is noticed by Jake. Vanessa chats with him, however. Her attention is attracted by Maddie's son. The girl quickly finds a common language with Chris and convinces him to skip training and instead get to know each other better. Between the teenagers, there is a quick sympathy. However, Chris regretfully interrupts the walk, saying he's running late for dinner. At home, the guy is passionately telling Maddie about Vanessa when suddenly he hears a knock on the door. Chris opens it and is surprised to see a girl on the doorstep. Vanessa lies that her parents are working late and she forgot her house keys. Maddie introduces herself to the girl and suggests she join them for dinner. The next day, between classes, Vanessa spends all her time with her new boyfriend. When Chris leaves for training, the girl threatens his ex, demanding to stay away from him. Vanessa runs away from school and visits her mom's grave. Returning, the girl runs into Lewis, an acquaintance of her last boyfriend who took his own life. Vanessa reassures her friend, saying that the cops don't know anything. Back at school, the girl invites Chris for a walk, but the guy refuses because of training. However, he still decides to skip class to be alone with Vanessa. While kissing the girl in the park, Chris notices scars on her arm. Vanessa says that sometimes she cuts herself because it feels good. After such a statement, Chris wants to leave, but the girl turns everything into a joke and says that she just ran into a glass door. Soon, Vanessa reappears on the doorstep of Maddie's house and says that her foster parents chased her away because of a quarrel. The woman thinks this is strange, but still agrees to take the girl in. At night, Vanessa again remembers about her mother and puts Maddie's photo away in the wardrobe. Later, the girl goes to Chris, saying that she had a nightmare and wants to sleep with him. Vanessa stays in the house for a few days. Maddie also discovers her photo in the dresser. The friend advises the woman to talk to Vanessa's parents, as Maddie's house is not a hostel. Returning from a run, the woman finds Vanessa in bed with her son. Maddie banishes the girl to her home. Late at night, Vanessa and Chris video chat, but the woman takes the laptop, interfering with their communication. In the morning, the boy has an argument with his mother, saying she is constantly controlling his life. The woman finds Vanessa's home phone and calls her foster parents. It turns out that the girl has lied to Maddie and Chris about many things. The concerned woman meets Steve and asks him to make inquiries about Vanessa. Maddie worries that the girl lied even about the fact that her mother is alive and has a younger brother. Steve promises to check everything out, and Vanessa meanwhile shows her boyfriend her new job. The girl offers Chris a drink, and he agrees after a short thought. Later, Vanessa cuts her and her boyfriend's finger for a ritual, and then sings a lullaby that her mom used to sing to her. The girl also gives Chris the ring of her father, whom she didn't know. Guy comes home heavily drunk, which worries Maddie. Chris always said he wouldn't drink alcohol, so he wouldn't be like his father. In the morning, Maddie tries to forbid her son from seeing Vanessa, and the ring shocks her badly. Chris says he's an adult, and the woman can't control him. At school, the guy tries to establish communication with friends, but they are offended at him for the fact that he devotes all his free time to Vanessa. Chris also learns that he will be kicked out of the team if he misses even one more training session. The guy doesn't answer to Vanessa's message and goes to a training. During the run, Chris notices that his girlfriend is flirting with another guy. To prove his love to Vanessa, the guy leaves the team and continues to skip classes. In the evening, Chris goes out with his girlfriend again. Steve, on the other hand, visits Maddie and tells shocking news. Vanessa's mother suffered from delusional disorders and took her own life. Also, the girl herself found similar problems and fascination with the theme of death. Vanessa is also a pathological liar who has already changed 9 families. Steve talks to his son and asks him to stop hanging out with the girl. Vanessa gets very upset, especially when her father's ring is returned to her. To spite Chris, the girl goes out with Jake. Chris's friends notice that Vanessa has been alone with the new guy. The girl also decides to get to know Chris's ex-girlfriend better. In the evening, Vanessa works in a pet shop and has a delirium attack with hallucinations. The girl calls Chris and says she wants to take her own life. The guy hurries to the pet shop and calms Vanessa down. The girl lies that Jake abused her and asks the guy to always love her. Chris hugs the girl and promises her that. Vanessa puts a strange powder in the guy's glass and offers to make a home video. The girl continues to see the hallucinations, but doesn't tell Chris about it. The strange powder makes the guy behave strangely, and Vanessa films him, demanding him to repeat that he loves her. Meanwhile, a worried Maddie enters her son's room and realizes he has run away. The woman sees a business card from Vanessa's place of work and goes there. When Maddie knocks on the door, the girl kisses Chris and strangles him with the leash at the same time. Hearing the noise, Vanessa picks the guy up and moves him to the couch. The girl opens the door and pretends Chris is just drunk. Maddie picks up her son and takes him home. Chris has no contact with the girl, but soon a detective visits him. It turns out that Vanessa filed a report on the guy and accused him of violence against her. The policeman asks not to spread this to the school. However, Vanessa starts dating Jake and tells everyone who wants to know the details of abuse of her. Even his friends abandon Chris. There are also threatening letters in the guy's mail. Maddie is sure that Vanessa is trying to make her son feel guilty and that she is directly connected to what is happening to him. Soon the girl calls Chris and convinces him that he has been drinking and has done a terrible thing, just like his father. The guy asks Vanessa for forgiveness. Chris then decides to go for a walk and is attacked by some strange guys in hoods. Maddie gets a call from the detective and informs her that according to the results of the examination, Vanessa made love to more than just Chris that day. The woman also learns that her son has been hospitalized. Detective Brooks is investigating the assault case. The woman visits Vanessa and asks if she has tried to contact her ex-boyfriend. The girl lies that she hasn't and agrees to give her phone for verification. Before doing so, however, Vanessa runs a special program to make it appear that her mobile is dead. When Brooks leaves, the girl calls Chris and chats friendly with him. Vanessa says that she sympathizes with the guy because of the attack. The girl also says that she misses Chris a lot. Maddie guesses that her son has resumed contact with Vanessa. The woman contacts her social worker and says she is very worried about Chris. The man agrees to give Maddie the numbers of the 2 women. The first thing the woman does is visit Cale's mother, the same guy who was taken by ambulance. Maddie learns that both guys Vanessa dated once had a silver ring. It also turns out that both took their own lives with the help of illegal substances. Cale's mother also says that Vanessa played games with her son and made him feel guilty and jealous. Maddie returns home and realizes her son is nowhere to be found. By checking the Skype chat, the woman realizes that Vanessa and her son have gone for a walk in the park. The girl, meanwhile, sets up a picnic for Chris and drugs him again with strange substances. When the guy loses control of himself and behaves strangely, Vanessa leaves a scar on her arm. The girl gives Chris a knife and offers to do the same thing a few times. With a laugh, Vanessa observes the red liquid flowing out of the guy's hand. Maddie, meanwhile, can't get Brooke on the phone. The woman asks her friend to contact the detective and give him her whereabouts. Maddie gets in her car and drives to the park where her son is now. Vanessa decides to film the guy, damaging himself. Chris raises his head and says that he loves the girl very much. The guy slowly starts to pass out and Vanessa is about to leave. The girl takes the ring off Chris's finger. At this moment, Maddie finds them. The woman tries to save her son and then attacks Vanessa. Luckily, Brooke and the medics arrive on the place soon after. The doctors manage to save the guy. 3 months pass. Vanessa stays at the hospital and flirts with the nurse. It turns out that all of her boyfriends were like her father. This is the end of the film. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this film, and see you in new videos.